I am an ordinary man, who worked hard, to develop the talent I was given. I believed in myself, and I believe in the goodness of others. When it comes to love, compassion, and other feelings of the heart, I am rich. A man who has no imagination, has no wings. Recognize how every moment of our journey is an important part of the growth of our soul. Each time I thought I had achieved my life's purpose, I discovered it was only another step in my journey. At home, I am a nice guy, but I don't want the world to know. Humble people, I've found, don't get very far. Age is whatever you think it is. Think well of all, be patient with all, and try to find the good in all. Impossible is just a big word, thrown around by small men, who find it easier to live in the world they've been given, than to explore the power they have to change it. If your dreams don't scare you, they aren't big enough. I know where I'm going, and I know the truth, and I don't have to be what you want me to be. I'm free to be what I want. We spend more time learning how to make a living than we do learning how to make a life. Old age is just a record of one's whole life. Friendship is the hardest thing in the world to explain. It's not something you learn in school. But if you haven't learned the meaning of friendship, you really haven't learned anything. Champions aren't made in gyms. My wealth is in my knowledge of self-love and spirituality. Hating people because of their color is wrong. And it doesn't matter which color does the hating. It's just plain wrong. Wisdom is knowing when you can't be wise. What keeps me going is goals. My principles are more important than the money or my title. A rooster crows only when it sees the light. Put him in the dark, and he'll never crow. I have seen the light, and I'm crowing. He who is not courageous enough to take risks will accomplish nothing in life. Don't count the days, make the days count. Jokes? There are no jokes. The truth is the funniest joke of all. Float like a butterfly, sting like a bee. Service to others is the rent you pay for your room here on earth. I don't trust anyone who's nice to me but rude to a waiter, because they would treat me the same if I were in that position. It's funny, but those who hate me the most sometimes inspire me the most. To be a great champion, you must believe you are the best. If not, pretend you are. Silence is golden when you can't think of a good answer. You lose nothing when fighting for a cause. It's lack of faith that makes people afraid of meeting challenges, and I believed in myself. I don't count my sit-ups, I only start counting when it starts hurting, because they're the only ones that count. Life is so short. Bible says it's like a vapor. Impossible is not a fact. It's an opinion. Impossible is not a declaration. It's a dare. Impossible is potential. Impossible is temporary. Impossible is nothing. The best way to make your dreams come true is to wake up. What you're thinking is what you're becoming. We can't be brave without fear.
Muhammad Ali, born name, Cassius Marcellus Clay Jr., was born on 17th of January, 1942. He was an American professional boxer and activist. Nicknamed the Greatest, he is regarded as one of the most significant sports figures of the 20th century, and is frequently ranked as the greatest heavyweight boxer of all time. In 1999, he was named Sportsman of the Century by Sports Illustrated, and the Sports Personality of the Century by the BBC. He began training as an amateur boxer at age 12. At 18, he won a gold medal in the light heavyweight division at the 1960 Summer Olympics, and turned professional later that year. He became a Muslim after 1961. He won the World Heavyweight Championship, defeating Sonny Liston in a major upset on February 25, 1964, at age of 22. During that year, he denounced his birth name as a slave name, and formally changed his name to Muhammad Ali in 1966. He fought in several historic boxing matches, including his highly publicized fights with Sonny Liston, Joe Frazier, including the fight of the century, the biggest boxing event up until then. Outside boxing, Ali attained success as a spoken-word artist, releasing 2 studio albums, I Am the Greatest, in 1963 and The Adventures of Ali and His Gang vs. Mr. Tooth Decay, in 1976. Both albums received Grammy Award nominations. Ali retired from boxing in 1981, and focused on religion, philanthropy, and activism. In 1984, he made public his diagnosis of Parkinson's syndrome, which some reports attributed to boxing-related injuries, though he and his specialist physicians disputed this. Ali was hospitalized in Scottsdale, Arizona, on June 2, 2016, with a respiratory illness. Though his condition was initially described as fair, it worsened, and he died the following day, at the age of 74, from septic shock. Politicians such as Barack Obama, Hillary Clinton, Bill Clinton, Donald Trump, David Cameron, and more, paid tribute to Ali. Ali also received numerous tributes from the world of sports, including Michael Jordan, Tiger Woods, Floyd Mayweather, Mike Tyson, and many more. Ali's funeral had been pre-planned by himself and others for several years prior to his actual death. The services began in Louisville on June 9, 2016, with an Islamic Janazah prayer service at Freedom Hall on the grounds of the Kentucky Exposition Center. The Janazah prayer was attended by Turkish President Recep Tayyip Erdogan. The pallbearers included Will Smith, Lennox Lewis, and Mike Tyson, with honorary pallbearers, including George Chuvalo, Larry Holmes, and George Foreman. Ali's memorial was watched by an estimated 1 billion viewers worldwide.